Today we will be reading about the history of the Supreme Court and also learn about some of their most important cases. One is Texas versus Johnson in 1989. Second is Planned Parenthood versus Casey in 1992. Thirdly is U.S. versus Lopez in 1995. And lastly is Bush versus Gore in 2000. One day during the Republican National Convention. I don't agree with the government. A man named George was upset at the way Reagan was running the U.S. I hate Reagan. George was so upset with the government that he burned the flag. I'm against the Reagan administration. Yay! George now has to face the consequences.
You're under arrest for burning an American symbol.
That's unconstitutional. Taking this to the Supreme Court.
Okay, but you won't win.
George made sure he got his voice heard. I'm here to plead my case. Burning the flag is the way of expressing my First Amendment. The Supreme Court sided on the side of Johnson. This is constitutional because although the flag is a symbol, it isn't a violation to burn it, and it's freedom of speech, which is...
One day, Alice woke up feeling sick.
Oh no, I think I'm going to throw up.
She noticed something was wrong.
Oh no, morning sickness.
She knew it was time for help.
I should go to the doctor.
She told her parents she was going to the doctor.
Without my parents knowing.
But you're in the state of Pennsylvania. She couldn't get what she wanted. Governor Robert Casey made the Pennsylvania Act.
What's that?
She couldn't break the Pennsylvania Act. There is a restriction on abortions, and you have to tell your parents if you're under 18, and you are. Alice had a plan to take it to the Supreme Court.
I'm taking this to the Supreme Court and have Planned Parenthood back me up.
The Supreme Court ruled in Planned Parenthood in Alice's favor. No restriction on abortions, right to privacy. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Alfonso Lopez, a senior in high school. He decided to take his gun to school one day.
I'm going to take my gun to school today.
He told Wendy, but Wendy didn't like that idea.
I brought my gun to school.
Oh no, I have to tell the police. So she went to the police. Mister, Alfonso has a gun.
Oh no, he's breaking the Gun-Free School Zone Act.
The police decided he needed to arrest him. Lopez, you're under arrest.
No, I'm not. That's unconstitutional.
But Alfonso didn't like that idea.
I'm taking this to the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court ruled in favor of Lopez. The government can only regulate commerce, therefore the school is free. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of Lopez. The government can only regulate commerce, therefore the Schools Free Zone Act is unconstitutional and Lopez is not guilty. One day in the Bush versus Gore election, people in Florida were getting very confused.
I don't understand this. What is this butterfly ballot? I hope I voted for Gore.
Bush had won the election. Yay, Republican! But Florida blamed it on the confusing ballot.
This election wasn't fair.
Florida wanted a recount.
We want a recount because Bush didn't win fairly.
So Bush and Gore's attorney took it to the Supreme Court.
We deserve a recount.
No, that's unconstitutional. Florida pleaded to have a recount to the Supreme Court.
We need...
Take it to the Supreme Court.
We deserve a recount.
No, that's unconstitutional. Florida pleaded to have a recount to the Supreme Court.
We need the recount to make sure that people got their true votes in instead of voting accidentally for the wrong person.
Florida pleaded to have a recount to the Supreme Court.
You have to understand that a recount would take a long time, and you will not make it in time to end the election.
Yeah, and it's unconstitutional. The Supreme Court agreed with Bush's attorneys.
Yes, Bush attorney, it's also unconstitutional.
So, Bush won the 2000 election.
Yay!
Bush.